Hello and welcome to a new video. Of course, today we're going to take a look at the trio from the Hoenn region. We already had the Sinnoh as well as the Unnovan region for this one. Here we're going to have the weather trio of Groudon and Rayquaza as well as Kyogre, which is going to be very interesting to take a look at, as those Pokemon are all pretty decent in the current meta right now. But are they good together? We will find out today. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I don't know if at the current time there's already information for the new season. I'm not sure about this one. I don't know when this video got posted. But right now, while I'm commentating, I don't have any information. But I can't wait for the new season because, yeah, like I kind of want to get back to a great league. I want to get back to new Pokemon that got new moves. But we will find out shortly about this one. We're going to see the Presence Blade going here up against the opponent's Giratina Origin. Going to do a ton of damage here and also going to put them into a range for the farm down with my Kyogre theoretically here. But they're going to go for another charge move. I'm going to shield this move up. I still have to go for one Fire Punch here, but I will be able to now get out of this matchup with a ton of energy, which is going to be very helpful as they're going to have an Excadrill in the back. One Presence Blade going to be enough to knock them out here as they're going to no-shield this one as well. Going to be an easy win here for us. We didn't even need our Kyogre. We're going to see a very decent lead in the second game for us as well. We're going to have a Dialga against us. We can go straight for the Presence Blade. Sometimes I go for the bait, sometimes I don't go for the bait. Honestly, the safest play to go for is just go straight Presence Blade. Like, yes, you're going to gain a few bits of energy there, but you're still going to be able to win this in the two-shield scenario, going straight for the Presence Blades anyway. Yeah, great catch by the opponent going to that Dragonite, but this will also allow us to go into our Rayquaza to counter this one. This is like the issue with this team. You don't really have a direct answer for something like a Dragonite, and this can be a little bit tricky because, like, yeah, Rayquaza is your best answer for that. Theoretically, you could go ahead and go for a Dragon Tail variant of the what's called Groudon there, but Dragon Tail Groudon, while it's a cool Pokemon, it's not really suited for the rest of the team because you're going to get weaker and weaker against something like a Dialga then as well, which is going to make the matchup a little bit more awkward for that one, so it's not really ideal. Here I'm going to misplay. I should have just went straight for the Origin Pulse, I feel like, but yeah, they're going to shit anyway, never mind, maybe it wasn't a misplay. I can go ahead and go to my Groudon, can go for one Fire Punch here as well. It's going to do some pretty decent damage here against the opponent. Putting them most likely into a farm down range. I'm not sure if they have not enough energy here. I think they might maybe have enough energy. So I'm going to go for my charge move here, which might have turned out to be a huge mistake. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see the Dialga coming in. They can go still for a charge move. They're literally one turn before I would farm them down. And it's going to be a Draco. I think if I went for the farm down against the opponent, I would have been fine. But I wasn't sure about the energy management that they had on the Metagross, so that might be my mistake to lose this match there. We're going to see a Zacian against us here in the lead. Going to have a Quick Attack as a fast move, which is not really ideal. It's going to do a lot more damage than Snarl, of course. But they can go ahead and go for the Player of now, which I'm most likely going to shield up, or it could be a close combat. It's going to be a close combat, which I'm not going to shield up, but the second one I have to, as now I'm going to have still a ton of energy here. They are energy dry, and they're most likely going to try to swap out, and they're swapping out into a Dragonite, forcing us to go into our Rayquaza, forcing us to shield this move up, while they're going to be able to now go ahead and just, yeah, either knock me out if they want to shield, or just going to let this move go through here, which they do, and go back into their Zacian. I didn't really have another option because we don't really have anything else to farm down a Dragonite. So yeah, we're gonna be able to go for one Breaking Swipe just to try to get the attack lowered. But they're still going to be able to go for another charge move here. They're going to go ahead and go for the Wild Charge. As I expect them now to go for the Close Combat, I go into my Kyogre instead, which will take this one pretty easily as well. As you see now, the Dialga coming in, we are forced to bait here. Hopefully they're going to shield this move up, and they do, allowing us to go for one Presence Blade here and going to one-shot the opponent. And that's going to be amazing for us. They're now going to have to go for another charge move, or they're going to get hit by this Fire Punch. Is this enough to knock out the opponent's Zacian? It is enough, and we will be able to win this game here as well. Very good game to the opponent. Next opponent, Palkia lead. Not ideal. We have to it's kind of awkward. I'm going to try to swap onto the charge move, which works out really, really well for us. But Palkia is a core breaker for both Kyogre as well as the Groudon, so that's not really ideal. What is also not really ideal here is going to be the Zacian coming in, and I'm going to try to just debuff the attack because I kinda am forced to go into my Kyogre afterwards. They either want to debuff themselves with Wild Charge, or they have Play Rough, which is also going to be okay for us. Hopefully they don't have Wild Charge as well, which I usually run, but a lot of other people don't run, so they're running Play Rough here, so they don't run Wild Charge, which is good to know. I will be able to go for another charge move here, but now it's coming down basically to what my Groudon can do here, as they still can get to another charge move here. This Play Rough is not good, or Close Combat not going to do too much there. we're going to have to really rely onto our Groudon, and we're going to see that they went into a Metagross. If I just stayed in there, I would have been fine. I have no idea why they did this. Like, why? Like, honestly, I should have just stayed in there and I would have been totally okay here winning this game. But yeah, I swapped out, decided to just go out of here because I thought that it would be fine. But it goes, like, it will be even worse here for me as well. As I get the shield here, I lose CMP against the opponent. If I went for one of, like, 2 more fast moves afterwards as well, I would have been fine getting more energy for the opponent's Metagross. But what you're going to see here right now is that I kinda have to go for the Surf here to get some damage, I thought. But if I went for the Origin Pulse, I actually would have won this game. The opponent is now able to farm me all the way down here, which they're actually not going to do. They're going to go ahead and go for their own charge move. They're going to go for the Media Mash here. But I'm going to miss out onto the Fire Punch by 1 fast move at just a few HP or like just a few energy points there. And if this wasn't a CMP tie that we lost, we would have been able to win this game there as well. So close games, like, while it's a little bit tricky, of course, to play with this team, and this team is definitely something that I wouldn't really recommend you. I played this team before when we had the Mega Master League available, so I was able to Mega Evolve, or like I don't even know how it's called for the primal forms there. But when I was able to basically Mega Evolve the Groudon as well as the Kyogre, this team was amazing. Like, honestly, would highly recommend it for the Mega Master League because those Pokemon are very, very strong there. And even against something like a Dragonite, a Kyogre as the primal variant is just so strong that it can just basically knock them out with the resisted moves the entire time. So very decent for that one, but not really that decent for the Open Master League here, as we're going to see here as well. We're going to see a Kyogre coming in, allowing us to go for Impressive Blade. We're not running Thunder, which can be a little bit tricky for us later on as well. And now they're going to shield this move up, which is really not ideal for us. We're going to try to go ahead and we have to go for the Origin Pulse here. I just have to hope that they are not running Thunder. Of course, they are running Thunder. I mean, actually, I feel like Thunder is the rarest move. Like, I feel like all moves are kind of equally spread for the Kyogre. Most likely even Origin Pulse being the lowest of them all. But like this, we are not going to be able to win this matchup with our own Kyogre. We have to try to farm them down, which works out pretty well. But like, yeah, the Dialga is still going to have a move there. If we actually were able to farm down here as well, I think we maybe still had a chance, but I'm not sure. Still a very close game there. Good game to my opponent. Next opponent, horrible lead for us. Landorus in the lead. This is not ideal, but we're going to see the worst possible save-swap as well. Yes, I know that Rayquaza is not the best save-swap though. Like, I'm definitely aware of that one as well. But, like, there's nothing else that we can really do here with this team as a save-swap. Like, Kyogre is not the best save-swap, and Groudon either. Like, Kyogre is completely getting walled by any kind of Dragon-type Pokemon, and, Groudon is getting walled by any kind of Flying-type Pokemon, like a Lugia, which is a pretty common pick. So for me, there was not a lot that I can really do here. Yeah, I'm actually going to go ahead and shield this move up, which I'm not sure if this was the smartest idea. They're going to go for another Wild Charge here. I try to farm them all the way down. It works out well. And now I have a ton of energy, but I'm not sure if this is actually going to help me out. We see the Golden Go coming in. And I make another mistake here. I should have went straight for my next one, but I didn't. I actually don't know why I even went for the extra fast move there. It doesn't make sense. We have 2 3-turn moves against each other. This is not how you play this one out. But we're at least going to see a Landorus in the back now, which can be beneficial for us, I guess. I can go for one charge move here, forcing the opponent to go for their own superpower here, most likely. Which is not going to be enough to knock us out, allowing us to farm them down at the same time as we're gonna go down. And now they still have some energy onto their Golden Go, and we have the extra energy now, at least with, like, we generate energy a little bit faster than the opponent, and Fire Punch is actually needy enough to knock them out. And as you're going to see them going for a charge move here right now, we know that we're going to be able to win this game because they cannot store 2 charge moves with the Golden Go, and so we were able to win this game there. Good game there. Next opponent, very decent lead for us. It's actually not as decent as it might seem like, but it's still very decent for us. We're going to see a Giratina coming in. Actually going to shield this move up here. Don't know if I should have done that, but it will allow us to at least... I actually think that there was a decent shield here by me, because he can still now knock them out, have a ton of energy, like still a ton of health left. You can go against the Terrakion now and debuff them as well, which is going to help you for later games, like for the later state of the game as well. This will do still some decent damage. Would guess around half, yeah, exactly around half of the opponent's health is going to be gone now. And they're forced to go straight for their Rock Side, which is very decent for us as well. Allowing us to go into Kyogre as we see an Yveltal coming in here. We will be able to go ahead and go for the Surf. At this point of time, I just have to keep my Kyogre alive. Kyogre does a ton of damage with the fast move Waterfall. As you can see here, we chunked them already to around half of the opponent's health, allowing us to go for another Surf here, which will do some pretty decent damage if it would go through, but no, they're going to shield this move up, of course. allowing us to no shield as well. Because they have so much energy, I felt like it didn't really make too much sense for me to shield this move up. And like this, we were able to now basically do the opponent to forfeit this game, which is very nice. Shadow Mewtwo was recently in raids. Hopefully you got some nice ones. I actually got a 98 Shadow Mewtwo. I only was able to do 4 raids so far in the first day. Because yeah, I'm living in a very small town and it took me a while to find even people to play with me, and so yeah, it's not really ideal. I don't know how big the backlash is gonna be after this weekend for like Niantic, because like a lot of people I feel like felt like this. It's not really like, I just don't really understand the reason why you would completely block remote raids. Like make in-person experience way better than like remote raid experience. I'm totally fine with that one, but still, like, just going to go ahead and just not allow that at all basically just punishes people on smaller areas, which is not really ideal. But yeah, this is not really a topic for the video. I don't really want to talk too much about it. But we're going to see here the Shadow Mewtwo against us again. We see the Side Striker gonna get shielded. Of course, Side Striker gonna do a ton of damage. They still get to another charge move here, but it still looks pretty decent for us. Side Striker going to do some pretty decent damage. We can go ahead and go for another charge move against the Kyogre. Is this enough to knock them out here? It is not, and we're going to have to swap out here, and no, the opponent still get to another charge move here. No, it's going to be a serve. They're going to knock me out, and it's going to be a tie. They're going to tie this game here, which I guess is fair. Totally okay for me. We will see here the second to last game, another Mewtwo in the lead this time around. They are not Shadow variant. I am going to let this move go through. I expected them to have something like a Dialga in the back. Usually Mewtwo plus Dialga is a very common core together, because Dialga beats something like a Giratina, which... Actually, they have Dialga. Whoa, what a surprise. I can predict the future. It's kind of funny because I completely forgot about this game. I didn't go straight for my charge move here because I thought they got enough energy already against my own Rayquaza that they would be able to outspeed me. Turns out, I guess I was wrong here, but I'm still going to be able to go for a Precipice Blade here. And I still will be able to outspeed them for the second one. So like, it didn't really matter too much there. I didn't go straight for my charge move. Gonna get the shield from the opponent. And honestly... I'm going to have to shield this move up here, but it's still going to be very close. We will be able to go for an Precipice Blade, and now it really depends. Do they have something in the back that our Kyogre will be able to beat? Because the Mewtwo is very low. Nope, they have a Zekrom in the back. So yeah, this was a Mewtwo double Dragon Line. Had also a Mewtwo double Dragon Line on my channel already, so I guess it's fair. Definitely a line that works out pretty well. As you can go ahead and go into the final game of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, of course, please leave a like. I would appreciate it quite a bit. Helps out the channel, and it is free, which is always nice. We're going to see here the close comment coming through from the opponent. One Precipice Blade coming through, but the opponent going to be able to catch the charge move onto the Lugia. Very smart decision by them. Very smart play by them. Going to be a tough one to come back from this one now, as we literally wasted all our energy. And you know what's even going to be worse here? This Origin Pulse literally is just barely not enough to knock out the opponent, allowing them to go for one Arrow Blast, and they're going to be able to knock me out. At least I'm going to be able to get a ton of energy here with my Groudon. While it started lagging quite a bit there, I'm still going to get out the Zacian, which is very important for me, because Zacian is a Pokemon that I really need to get rid of. Should have baited there. I definitely should have baited there. It was an obvious shield by the opponent. They're still gonna go for a close combat. I'm trying to catch a move, and it did work out pretty well as well here, but still, it's now basically down to my Groudon with just a few HP left. And we see the Dialga coming in here right now. Is there still a way for me to win this? We have to go for 2 Breaking Swipes for sure, and I have to try to farm all the way down there with my own Groudon. This is the only way I can win this game. Can we farm them down with my Groudon? They are super, super low. Can we farm them down? We cannot. They're literally just barely get to the charge move, and that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video with the 3 weather trio Pokemon there. It didn't really make too much sense, but yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.